There are many different rep ranges in weightlifting, and each one has a specific purpose. Some lifters focus on very low reps with heavy weight, while others use higher reps with lighter weight. But if you're the average person who simply wants to build muscle, get stronger, stay healthy, and look good, then the best rep range is 8 to 12 reps. In this video, I'll explain what a rep range is and why the 8 to 12 rep range offers the best balance of muscle growth, strength gains, safety, and efficiency for the average gym goer. So what is a rep range? A rep range is simply the number of repetitions you aim to perform during a set of an exercise. Rep ranges help ensure that you're training toward your desired goal and progressing appropriately. They can prevent you from increasing weight too quickly or staying with the same weight for too long. There are many different rep ranges used in different styles of training, each with its own benefits and goals. So why 8 to 12 reps? While there are different recommendations depending on who you ask, most suggestions for general fitness and muscle building tend to fall within a similar range. Some people recommend 6 to 10 reps, others recommend 10 to 15, but regardless of the exact numbers, most recommendations cluster around the same middle ground. For simplicity, we'll focus on the 8 to 12 reps. But what should a set in that rep range actually look like? Each set should be challenging. You should either reach failure or come very close to failure, somewhere between the 8th and 12th rep. Failure means you can no longer complete another repetition with proper form. It's also important to remember that good technique always comes first. Reps should never be forced by sacrificing form just to hit a certain number. Let's use the bench press as an example. Imagine you bench 50 pounds and can perform 30 reps before reaching failure. Since 30 reps is far above our target range, that weight is too light. Next, you try 150 pounds and can perform 3 reps before reaching failure. Since that's well below our target range, that weight is too heavy. Finally, you try 100 pounds and reach failure at 10 reps. Since failure occurred within the 8 to 12 rep range, that's an appropriate weight to use. This is how you determine whether the weight you're using is too light, too heavy, or just right. The first reason the 8 to 12 rep range is recommended is safety. If you're reaching failure between 8 and 12 reps, you're forced to use a weight that's challenging but still manageable. Generally speaking, the heavier the weight gets, the higher the risk of injury becomes. Heavier loads place more stress on your muscles, joints, and connective tissues. The 8 to 12 rep range allows you to use enough weight to make progress while keeping injury risk relatively low, assuming you're using proper form and appropriate exercises. The second reason is that it allows you to build both muscle and strength effectively. Muscle growth is largely driven by taking sets to failure or close to failure, while strength gains are influenced more by the amount of weight being lifted. Training with very light weights can still build muscle, but strength gains may be limited. The 8 to 12 rep range provides enough resistance to improve strength while still creating an excellent environment for muscle growth. For most lifters, it's the best compromise between the two. If we combine the first 2 points, we get the biggest advantage of the 8 to 12 rep range. It allows you to lift heavy enough to build muscle and strength efficiently, while remaining light enough to keep injury risk low. This is the big reason why many people consider 8 to 12 reps the sweet spot for the average lifter. Another benefit is that it doesn't require extensive warm-ups. If you're attempting a very heavy set of 3 reps to failure, you'll need several warm-up sets beforehand to prepare your muscles and nervous system due to the heavy load. but when you're doing a set of 10 reps to failure, the weight is lighter. The first few reps often feel relatively easy compared to the last few reps, which means those early reps act as a built-in warm-up leading up to the harder part of the set. You should still warm up before training, but for most people, 5 to 10 minutes is plenty before starting their working sets. The next reason is time under tension. Time under tension refers to how long a muscle remains under load during a set. Keeping a muscle working for longer periods is beneficial for muscle growth. The recommended time under tension, or length of a set, is between 30 and 70 seconds. A common recommendation is to lift the weight in about 1 to 2 seconds and lower it in about 3 to 5 seconds when performing each rep. When you use that tempo, a set of 8 to 12 reps naturally places you within the ideal time under tension range for building muscle. The final reason is that the 8 to 12 rep range tends to keep workouts mentally manageable. Very low rep training with extremely heavy weights can be intimidating and mentally stressful. On the other hand, very high rep sets with lighter weights can become exhausting and tedious. The 8 to 12 rep range sits right in the middle. The weight is heavy enough to feel challenging and rewarding, but the sets are short enough that they don't feel overwhelming. For many people, this makes training more engaging and easier to stick with long term. So here's the practical takeaway. If you're using a weight and can perform more than 12 reps before reaching failure, it's probably time to increase the weight. If you're using a weight and can't reach at least 8 reps, you should consider lowering the weight. While other rep ranges can produce similar results, the 8 to 12 rep range provides the best balance of muscle growth, strength gains, safety, workout efficiency, and overall enjoyment for the average lifter. Thanks for watching.